All right, folks, good morning. All right, go ahead and get started here. First things first, let's look at our economic calendar for this Friday. All right, for this Friday, we have FOMC member Barr speaking at 9 o'clock Eastern. We have final wholesale inventories month over month at 10 o'clock Eastern. Then we have consumer credit at 3 p.m. Eastern. None of these reports are considered to be important. FOMC member Barr speaking is not listed as a major speech. We'll see. But that's about it. So by the time the market opens, however, this will already have happened. So it doesn't look like we have any major news. So with that in mind, not expecting any significant impact from economic reports today. So far, the market is neutral. The NASDAQ QQQ ETF looks like it's trading at about where it was at yesterday's close, right? Hasn't moved much. So let's go ahead and take a look at what was moving yesterday. We did have a long list of stocks that moved well yesterday. First up, we got Amazon, which hit target number 2 of 137.01. Then we had Coinbase, which hit T2 of 80.49 and then went higher than that. Next up, we have FTNT, which was able to almost get to target number 2, which was target number 2 was 63.37, but fell short of that by about 4 cents. So essentially got there, but not officially. INTC was able to reach target number 2 of 37.90, pull back, and then continued to go up afterwards. Next up, we have Affirm, which was able to reach target number 1 to the downside first of 2091. When it turned around, it actually hit target number 1 to the upside. I wasn't looking for the upward move, but nevertheless, it did get to 2221, which was target number 1 to the upside. Meanwhile, Google was a bit rough. It hit target number 1 of 135.02, but as you can see, very choppy action on the way there. Then after it hit target number 1, it then fell and then recovered back to target number 1. So it got there, but didn't get there in a very predictable fashion. Tesla was able to reach target number 1 of 250.08. It did gap fill to 250. What was it? 251.93, I think, was the gap fill. And it topped out right after that. Upstart was bearish, and it went down to target number 2 to the downside of 29.50 per share. Airbnb, meanwhile, took a long time, but finally got the target number 2 to the upside of 143.11. CBay fell apart, went down to target number 1 to the downside of 14.25. Next up, we have T-Mobile, which was able to reach target number 2 of 137.46. Then it topped out at 139.96. About twice the distance of the target number 2. Meanwhile, Meta, which hit target number 2 to the upside of 306.40 after topping out, then sold off very sharply all the way down to target number 1 to the downside of 293.80, and then it recovered back up. Whatever happened there, must have been some news that would cause that sharp of a decline, but nevertheless, that's what it did. Next up, we have Novavax, which did sell off. Wrong stock. Novavax, which did sell off down to target number 1 to the downside of 922. Then it didn't get to target number 2 to the downside. It got down to 877, which was 10% down. Got there twice, but never was able to get through it. So it looks like the buyers finally showed up just under 877 a share. Penn, Penn, was very shaky, but it did get to target number 1 to the upside of 2241 before topping out. Roku was able to reach target number 1 to the upside of 8645, and then after that did a reversal. Let's see. AREB was able to reach targets. Actually, sorry, didn't have any targets. It was able to get to 217 a share. Start the day off at 122, so it had a nice sharp move at the open and then a follow-up move after. That was it. And that was all as far as yesterday. So we had a lot of stocks that did move, some more predictably than others. So let's take a look at what's moving in the pre-market. I see that David's already listed some stocks, so we'll go over those as well. But let me start off with what I have on my screen. So we have Grom, which is currently down 53%, 1.3 million shares, trading above $1. So that should be added and will be added to our pre-market radar. Again, these stocks are not specifically chosen for options trading. This is focused on stocks. Just looking for stocks that are moving strongly enough in the pre-market and that might make strong moves in the regular session as a result. We have PSTV, Plus Therapeutics, is currently up 10.77%, trading at 1.8 million shares, and is trading above $1 per share. So PSTV is now added to our radar. Next up, we've got VERB, Verb, which is currently at 12.57% on 2.37 million shares, trading above $1 per share. So that will be added to our radar as well. BGLC and FFIE are mentioned. So let's go first with BGLC. Currently up 5.77%, so it's just under the threshold, but it was above it a second ago. At 1.1 million shares, trading above $1 per share. I'll put this on the possibilities list since it doesn't fully qualify at the moment, but maybe it will. But it looks like it's actually fading away. So BGLC is a possibility. Right now, not at where it needs to be. And we have FFIE, which is currently at 7.19% positive, but falling, it looks like. 1.4 million shares traded, and it is above $1 per share. So this NASDAQ stock will be added as well. So folks, if you see any other stocks that meet our criteria, we need it to be a NASDAQ traded stock. It has to be at least trading at $1 per share or more. Has to have at least a 6% change in price. That change could be either positive or negative. And it must trade at least 1.4 million shares. So if you have anything that meets those 4 criteria, let me know in the chat. So Darren mentions BIOC. And BIOC for sure is up 99.9%, 16.3 million shares traded over $1 per share. So yes, that does qualify. So we will add that to our radar as well. Any other stocks that meet the criteria, let me know in the chat. So any other stocks that are trading at least 1 million shares pre-market volume, at least a 6% change in price, positive or negative, And they have to be, of course, a NASDAQ listed stock, and it must be trading above $1 per share. So any stocks that meet those four criteria, let me know in the chat, and we'll go ahead and take a look. All right, folks. I guess we'll call it a day there. So, oh, AXLA. All right, let's take a look at that. That does indeed. Up 7.11%. Only problem, one big problem here. Mickey, it's trading under $1 per share, so unfortunately that doesn't qualify. So everything was fine except for the price. It's trading under $1 per share, so, and it doesn't look like it's going to get to $1 per share before the open, so this one does not qualify, unfortunately. So any other stocks, folks, that are trading at least sticks? Nope. Sticks Tom is not trading more than 1 million shares pre-market, so that does not qualify. So any stocks, folks, they're trading at least 1 million shares in pre-market volume. So make sure you're looking at your platform to see that it shows that there's at least 1 million shares that have traded already today before the open. Make sure that you see at least a 6%, not $6, but 6% change in price, positive or negative. Make sure that the price per share is at least $1 per share, and make sure that it is a NASDAQ listed stock. No problem. No problem at all. Right. Any other stocks, folks, that meet those four criteria? Let me know in the chat. Yep, it's in the folder at the bottom right when you're in the coaching room, Bo. CBay does not qualify either. So CB doesn't qualify. It's traded 12,239 shares pre-market, so that's way under 1 million. It has a 0.6% change in price, so that's much smaller than the 6% we need. So this does not qualify. So again, make sure you're verifying that the numbers match up. At least 1 million shares traded pre-market, at least a 6% change, positive or negative, at least trading $1 per share, and of course, NASDAQ listed. So we'll go ahead and wrap up for today, folks. Please be sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel. It must not be. You must not be looking at it correctly. So Apple, nope. Apple's only a 0.37% change, so it's not close. All right, so guys, please be sure to like this video. I see 13 likes. Please be sure to like this video. Very important for the YouTube algorithm. Don't forget every time to like the video and subscribe to the channel if you have not already. Just subscribe to your YouTube account. That will allow you to stay up to date with our videos. And for those of you who are not familiar with our program, maybe you're watching a replay of this video, please be sure to check out fundertrading.com, our website. And you'll see a link to that in the description to this video. And you'll learn more about how we fund traders for stocks and options trading. Otherwise, for those of you in the coaching program, I'll see you in there in about 25 minutes, and then we'll pick up from there. All right, folks, have a good day. And we'll see you on Monday for the next Pre-Market Pulse. Take care.